This is the Mistress Carrie Situation Report for December 11th, 2025. Tom Kiefer from Cinderella and Queensryche have been announced as the headliners of the 2026 edition of the M3 Rock Festival, taking place May 2nd at the Merriweather Post Pavilion in Columbia, Maryland. Also scheduled to appear Buck Cherry, White Lion, Barry Goudreau's Engine Room, Faster Pussycat, Trickster, and more. Tickets and packages go on sale tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. The Warning are set to live stream from Mexico from the Auditorio Nacional coming up December 14th at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can get details and a live streaming ticket at veeps.com. System of a Down have announced a May 27, 2026 headlining show in Mexico City. The stadium, holding 65,000 people, will be just one of the shows that System of a Down is playing in the new year, headlining the Sick New World Festival in Las Vegas in April and the additional Sick New World show on October 24th in Fort Worth, Texas. The band also has about a dozen dates this summer in Europe. Sebastian Bach has announced his 2026 North American tour called The Party Never Ends, kicking off in Highland, California, February 26th, and wrapping up in Nevada on April 10th. The only New England stop will be at Wally's in Hampton Beach, New Hampshire on March 22nd. Those tickets go on sale tomorrow. Gene Simmons from Kiss has issued an online apology for suggesting that, quote, bad decisions played a role in Ace Frehley's death. Saying over the weekend during an interview around the Kennedy Center honors, he said, quote, Ace refused advice from people that cared about him, including yours truly, to try and change his lifestyle. In and out of bad decisions, falling down the stairs, I'm not a doctor, that doesn't kill you. There may have been other issues, and it breaks my heart. Well, now Gene Simmons has issued an apology online saying, quote, on reflection, I was wrong for using the words I used, and I humbly apologize. My hand to God, I didn't intend to hurt Ace or his legacy, but upon rereading my words, I see how it hurt everyone. Again, I apologize. I've always loved Ace, always. Brian May has gifted Tony Iommi a custom-made replica of his iconic red special guitar. Brian May famously crafted the electric guitar with his father, and the DIY home build has been his partner in crime throughout his entire career. Tony Iommi saying huge thanks to my best friend Brian May and master builder Andrew Guyton for this incredible left-handed red special replica. Andrew personally delivered it last week, a true gift from Brian. 2 years in the making, Christmas came early. The guitar is exactly like Brian May's, except its left-handed configuration, and the neck has been shaped to match Iommi's iconic JD Old Boy. The estates of Jimi Hendrix's former bandmates Mitch Mitchell and Noel Redding are suing Sony over a streaming rights dispute. The case against Sony Music Entertainment in the UK has been taken to the UK's High Court by the estates of the bass player and drummer who, alongside Hendrix, made up The Experience. Disputes revolve around the copyright and performers' rights for their part in 3 iconic records: Are You Experienced, Axis, Bold as Love, and Electric Ladyland. The trademark specialist representing the estates said they, quote, died in relative poverty, while finances earned from streaming from All Along the Watchtower and Purple Haze have combined 1.2 billion streams on Spotify alone. Redding died in 2003, Mitchell in 2008, saying the successors of their estates have also been excluded from the revenue. Typically, they would be entitled to a cut via inheritable property rights, meaning that they would be able to recoup revenue after their deaths. The allegations point towards the administrators of Jimi Hendrix's estate, the lawyer urging the court to, quote, ensure not only that justice is done to the memory of Noel Redding and Mitch Mitchell, but also to give effect to James Marshall Hendrix's wishes. 4 Non-Blondes are returning to the studio to record a follow-up to their album Bigger, Better, Faster, More, their sole release from 1992. In a statement, frontwoman Linda Perry says, I put my feelers out into the universe. Playing some songs with 4 Non-Blondes just seemed like a fun thing to do in a way it hadn't been done before now. I've been behind the scenes for far too long, and I wanted to step out and be the artist I am. I'm just open to all the possibilities that I've created around me. I manifest things all the time. The Sundance Film Festival has unveiled its massive 2026 slate that includes a Courtney Love documentary called Anti-Heroine, which promises to, quote, reveal the now sober Love's unfiltered and unapologetic story as she sits on the precipice of releasing new music for the first time in over a decade. Sundance will also release the movie Broken English about Marianne Faithfull and intimate backstage footage of the Beastie Boys, Sonic Youth, and Bikini Kill in the film The Best of Summer. The festival takes place in Park City, Utah from January 22nd to February 1st. Sharon Osbourne has opened up about her final moments with husband Ozzy Osbourne before his passing in a new interview. She said he was up and down to the bathroom all night. It was like 4:30 and he said, "Wake up." I said, "I'm already bloody awake. You've woken me up." He said, "Kiss me." And then he said, "Hug me tight." She continued, "I can't help wondering if I should have, if I could have, if I had only told him I loved him more, if I'd only held him a little tighter." He went downstairs, worked out for 20 minutes, and passed away. Confirming that it was a heart attack, she said, quote, "I ran downstairs and there he was, and they were trying to resuscitate him. And I'm like, don't, just leave him, you can't, he's gone," she said. "I knew instantly that he was gone. They tried and tried, and then they took him by helicopter to the hospital, and it's like he's gone, just leave him." She said Ozzy had previously discussed life after his death, admitting that she once told him to piss off when he broached the topic of her remarrying, saying, quote, "Oh my God, no, never, ever, ever, no." Billie Eilish has revealed the first trailer from Hit Me Hard and Soft, the tour live in 3D, the new concert film co-directed by James Cameron and Eilish herself. The concert film will be presented in immersive 3D and hits theaters on March 20th of 2026. The families of late Static X frontman Wayne Static and his late wife Tara Ray have been very open about how they will not approve an unauthorized documentary on the couple's, quote, intense and often turbulent relationship. The film, intended to be made by filmmaker Matt Zane, the documentary hasn't been made yet, but Zane recently revealed that he has plans to launch a crowdfunding campaign in January to help make the movie. And that's your sit rep. For more details on all of the stories, check the links in the show notes of this episode. And don't forget to like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe to the Mistress Carrie Podcast. New full-length episodes come out every Wednesday. Episode 288, featuring Des Rocks, is available now.